All right, so I'm going to show you how to use this calculator. And what you want to do is hit File, make a copy in order to be able to edit it. You're not going to be able to edit this version. You have to make a copy of it, and then you can edit your version. But what I'm going to show you is how you can calculate how big of a deal you can acquire, assuming as little money in the purchase as possible, so as low as 0%, and what that equates to in terms of estimated cash flow. And so I'm going to show you how that works out. So there's a few things you're going to have to input. So everything here, everything, I'm going to put this green background here. This is all input. So you're going to have to put in how much cash do you have in savings, how much is in your IRA accounts, what's the value of your real estate you currently have, what other assets do you have, cars, crypto, whatever else. Assume values in here, put them all in. Then we're going to go down under liabilities. We're going to do the same thing. So what loans do you have outstanding? What mortgage do you have on your real estate? Do you have any unpaid taxes? Other liabilities, including, credit card debt, whatever it is. If you have like $500 in your credit card and you're going to pay that off next week, don't add that here. But if you have, $10,000 as a structured loan or a line of credit that has $25,000 on it, you're going to take months to pay that off. That needs to be in here. That's going to do a rough net worth calculation, and that will dictate everything else from there. So that's going to dictate how big of an SBA loan you can get. So it's going to show you the high end and the low end. Basically, what is the high end, assuming a lender is comfortable with your operating experience or your ability to come in and look at a business and be able to drive some growth, or the business itself and the ability for the owner to transition you, or, does it really not look great, in which case you're in the low end. And then it'll further show you how big of a company you can buy in enterprise value based on structure. And so we're taking the average structure of all the businesses that we acquire and plugging it in here. So on the high end versus low end of this profile here, right? Half of your real estate being under mortgage, small amount of line of credit debt, and then a little bit of cash on hand and a little bit in your retirement account, and next to nothing in other assets. You could buy a 1.6 to 2.5 million dollar business. And if we scroll to the right here, what that means is you can buy a business doing somewhere between $300,000 and $500,000 in EBITDA, or in cash flow. And what does that mean for you as an owner after you have to pay the SBA loan, you pay debt? Well, that means that your net potential benefit as an owner in year one, so this is, the most of the most in terms of debt that the company will ever have and all that, is somewhere between 167,000 and 250,000. That's what you can pay yourself year one from the business as a salary or as a distribution or as a bonus, however you want to take it, based on some assumptions here that are the averages of averages. What's the average of the structure that we do? What's the average of the loan ratios that banks going to want to lend on? This could be higher if you're buying within the same industry you already have experience in. This could be higher if you have a higher overall net worth, and so you get less ratio or you get less interest rate or whatever else. Or it could be higher if you're able to take on the operations day one without having to transition with the owner. And it could also be higher if we get a better structure, right? We're using averages of structures. We have some acquisitions that are much better leveraged and get you more revenue and cash flow for your dollar, and some that don't. It all just depends on area you're in, on industry, and so on. But I would say this is a pretty realistic assumption of where you'll be fitting based on that set of assets, based on that net worth. And so you're going to be able to use this, plug and play into this green section, and it'll automatically output everything else for you. So you plug and play what you need here, and it'll output here what this looks like for you automatically.